The video y'all been waiting for, man. We're going to expose LRM. I'm going to expose them for their great equipment, good service, and up front. Hey, up front. Paperwork is right there. You don't read it, that's your problem, okay? Anyway. Shout out to my boy A. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to Eddie, the salesman. Shout out to LRM. Shout out to Asian My, Mother Trucker. It's a YouTube channel. Check it out. I knew about LRM about a year and a half ago when he did a video on them. Before my boy went over there, I knew about them. And what drew me to them was the way they went through the truck. When they receive the truck, they really go through it. They really fix stuff on it. They really give it a fresh breath of life. Okay? Bearing, they do a lower end rebuild. Okay? They change a lot of little things in the truck that need to be changed, even big stuff, okay? But the equipment that they get is already pretty decent, okay? But they go through it with a fine-tooth comb and get it better. Now, do they get everything? For the most part, but they may miss maybe one thing. With my boy's truck, he felt like they missed one thing, which it is what it is, right? But besides that, he was happy with their service. That propelled me to go to them after I started going to the dealerships in my local area and realized I had okay credit, but I was trying to boost my credit and it knocked the score down a little bit. But nevertheless, I had decent credit, okay? The down payment that the dealers wanted was way higher than what LRM wanted. Plus, the way they go through the truck, okay, was better than me. The monthly payment is about the same, if not lower than some places, okay? Now, I don't know if their monthly payments is the same for everybody. I'm not sure. I didn't ask. But mine's is not bad. Mine's is average. If you go on HT's channel, HT Logistics 3434, he talks about average truck price, truck notes. You know what I'm saying? He paid nothing really for his monthly payment, but mine's is higher than that. But mine's is average, which I'm fine with it. So being that my boy went down there, he was like the guinea pig almost. I started asking him questions because I realized the cash truck that I had was going to take more work than than the money that I had saved up. So I didn't really want to go another year saving. I just didn't want to. So I decided to sell my truck and go with LRM, go to that company, lease company, and get a truck through them. Now, I wanted a Cummins motor. I wanted a Freightliner Cascadia. But I really just wanted a Cummins motor. I didn't care what it was, what truck it was in. I would have took a Kenworth with a Cummins. They had a Packard. I didn't want it. I wanted a Cummins. The DD15 is cool. I just didn't want a DD15. I felt like the Cummins is a little better quality build. Okay. So just so happened to be, I put in an application. Now this process is kind of slow because I think they have a high demand on their trucks, and I think they get them out so fast that they don't keep trucks. They don't have like a plethora of trucks. At one point, I think they did, but right now, they don't have trucks just sitting there waiting to be bought. when they get them, they go. And they go quickly. Because they had the one I was getting, and they had one more over there, the same truck. And I'm pretty sure somebody was coming to pick that bad boy up too. So you have to be patient when you put the application in. You got to be patient. I think there's kind of a waiting list, or they maybe handpick who they want to bring in to actually get the stuff. I don't know the process, but it seemed like getting over that first hurdle took a little longer, okay? It took a little too long for my liking. That, honestly, is the only negative that I have. It just took too long for me to understand if I was really going to get a truck, or was you just bullshitting me? Excuse my language. But that was the big deal for me. I was like, damn, like, I started looking on Marketplace, and I'm seeing these cash trucks. Now, I got some money in my pocket now. I'm like, it's looking like a good deal. I'm about to jump on it. And I did go look at some cash trucks. That money was burning a hole in my pocket. But I didn't want to make the same mistake twice. I found the Detroit 12.7 series. I was going to buy it, but it needed more work than what I was comfortable with, because he didn't have any paperwork on what he did to that truck. He said a whole bunch of shit, but he had no paperwork to back it up. And listening to SoCal, Chasing Andrew Jackson, and HT, Call Me Cooley, I was like, chill. Nah, I'm good. Nah. Rhode Island Red Rooster, listen to these guys, I'm like, nah, I'm not messing down with that. The Wright brother too. So I did a lot of studying, a lot of looking, and I finally found it. Just everything seemed to line up like that. Cause Eddie called me, was like, hey, I got a truck for you. It's I got a manual. Now, he got me mixed up with somebody else, but he was like, I got a manual. He's like, I got a manual Kenworth T660, right? Or T680, I think. With a pack car. I was like, nah, chill, B. I don't want that. And he was like, okay. He said, and he always called me Mr. Imes, yo. Polite dude. He would say Mr. Williams, if anything. But, you know, he always was polite. He understood. He said, say no more. And then he actually was like, hey, he was like, I think we got a truck here. We got some trucks coming in next week with the Cummins Cascadia manual. I'm like, if they got a Cummins, I'm all over it. And he was like, let me see what I could do. Say no more. Right? I thought about it, and I'm like, yo, let me let this dude know I'm not playing no games. So I hit him up in the email, yo, and they don't email you back right away sometimes. But once you really get the ball rolling, the emails, they communicate a lot. Once you get the ball rolling, they see you serious, and things start getting a little more serious, the emails come back faster. We be clear about that. But the communication could be a little bit better. But anyway, they are busy. I will give them that. They're busy. So, like I said, patience is key. But anyway, what was I talking about? So once I sent them the email, boom. I said, yo, I really want that Cummins, dude. What's up? So he hit me back. You gotta put, it's a deposit, bruh. I said, say no more. How much? Blah, say blah. I said, word. I went to the bank, sent them the wire right away. Took me, I said, I have it there in an hour. To the bank, wired that money over there, boom. Dropped it. then it's like I waited like a week. He let me know the truck was here. They working on it. Boom. They called me a couple of times. Your truck is scheduled to be done on Monday. Boom. I'm like, word. They said Friday first, and then they called me back the next day and said Monday. So when they tell you your truck gonna be ready, you know, pump the brakes a little bit and don't book your shit right. Don't, excuse my language. Don't book your stuff right away. Okay, don't book it right away. Take a second. Now I was still I'm still working. I'm working. I'm busy. I'm doing my thing. So I was like, all right. When they really let me know it's ready is when I'm gonna book my stuff. Now I was booking it. I was checking the prices. They was real low and they was good prices. But I was like, whatever. I'm not booking it until they're really 100% sure. Monday seemed like they was gonna be sure. Then it went to Tuesday, and I was like, all right, Tuesday, and I let it rock. On that Monday, they was like, truck is ready, and I'm like, all right, well, they wanted my $22.90. They wanted me to pay that before I came, so I can get my plates quickly. And they wanted me to send over all my insurance information with the truck already insured and everything. Now, I didn't per se like that part about it, but I understood it because it literally took my insurance company, and I have Lancer, all day to get this shit right. I seen them on the flight out there. I seen them emailing back and forth because I was CC'd on it. Back and forth. And they got it right when I got there. They got it right. So when I got there, everything was set. Everything was ready to go. Now we're going to get into the experience of me getting there and handling this. Okay. So I get there off the flight. The taxi cost $54 or maybe $56, but I think it was $54. Get there, they introduced me to Mr. Eddie. Boom, he takes me for a test drive immediately. He said what's up to me, and he took me for a test drive. It's a short test drive. It's very, very short. That's one more negative for them. It's two negatives, but it's not the end of the world, okay? So, short test drive, but nevertheless, you can get on it. You can get on the truck, and you can get it up to a decent speed. You can't get it up high enough to see if the kingpins need to be replaced or not. That's what I will say, okay? But any little vibration, as far as like the drive line goes and that stuff, you should be able to get it up to speed. But they do check all that because I got the maintenance repair report of what they did to the truck. It's another thing. My boy let me know, yo, get that paper so you don't go to the mechanic and do the same stuff. Nobody try and get you. Shout out to him again for that. That's what's up, my boy A. So did a test drive, and he let me know, you got a balance, you need to pay the rest of this bill. I did that, and I also had to pay a titling fee. I did that. It's a lot of money, but whatever. They send you over the lease through DocuSign. Now you have to read it. Now I got there at about 2:30, and the place for the plates closed at 4:30. I wish they would have kind of told me that first when I got there, because I felt like, and this is really the last negative, I felt like I was a little rushed when I was going through the lease, reading through the lease. He didn't tell me not to read the lease, But he tried to start explaining it to me a little bit. And I don't like when people do that. Let me read the lease for myself, and I have questions for you, I'll ask them. But I understand why. Now I understand why, because I would have had to stay a night out there in the hotel or in the truck for all I know. But I would have stayed in the hotel. But the place closes at 4:30. You can't get there at 4:30 and think they're going to help you. They probably won't. So, in that case, after the test drive, they sent you over a DocuSign. You read through it. You sign all the stuff. And I mean, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of reading. I'm not a great reader. But I got through that paperwork and I read it. A little hot. Let's turn this heat down. Got through that stuff. Everything worked out as far as that paperwork goes. Some of the stuff I didn't like what I was reading, but I understood it. Okay? I understood it, and I was like, dang. All right, I'll explain the one thing I didn't like. There's no warranty. You leave, bro. Now, I don't know if something happens on your transport back home, like if the motor blows up, they help you out. I don't know about that. But you got to make sure the smart park works before you leave. The AC works before you leave. Those are expensive repairs. You got to make sure that stuff works before you leave, all right? I did check it, and my boy told me to check it, and I remembered to check it. And once I read it, that you sign a thing, they're not responsible for it. You sign a piece of paper. So I was like, let me check this shit right now. So, checked it. It worked. Good. They got my paperwork done. And I was out of there by 5. Legit, it took me about 2.5 hours to get out of there. And he actually told me I was one of the fastest people to get out of there. And the reason why was because I had all my stuff handled before I got there. Everything was handled. All I had to do was give them the paper and sign a lease. Everything was handled. And actually, the truck was in good shape. So I didn't have to worry about, hey, I need this done, I need that done. But they give you 72 hours to exchange the truck for a truck of equal value or lesser value. That's what I do know for a fact. Now, if they really do repairs on it, my boy said that they will. I don't know. I didn't have a problem with my truck, so I didn't have to come to them and say, hey, I need this changed. You know what I mean? My truck was good to go. And I mean, it's good to go right now. I got it running, warming up, because it's cold in Jersey. Beautiful in Florida. And I also got to get the winter blend fuel in there, because I don't think they have the winter blend fuel in Florida, and I fueled up in Florida and Georgia. Oh, and they gave me a voucher. They gave me a fuel voucher. It was a good deal. Fuel voucher. It didn't fill the truck up, but it got it pretty good. And one more thing. If you can get out of Florida to Georgia, check the gas prices, okay, on your route. Because the fuel was very expensive in Florida, and when I got to Georgia, it was significantly lower. I mean, like 230s. In Florida, it was like 290, and I think the TA was like 3 something. So, but it was a fuel voucher, so I didn't care. I was like, whatever. But I took the fuel voucher, got fuel, and I got DEF. Both were low, but I had enough to get me going. So that's what you can expect. I really overall have no negative things to say. Everybody was polite. Everybody seemed like they do their job well. They mail you the title once you get to your residence, okay, so you can do all the registration and paperwork and all that. I don't know if it's like I'm on authority. I don't know if you lease on to somebody, if they do that. I'm not sure. You know, you talk to them about that. But overall, the experience was good. It was fast once I got out there, and the equipment was sound. It was no BS going on. Okay. When you first do apply, though, be patient. They may have to find you a truck. They may not have trucks. I don't know what that situation is, but it seemed like they didn't have a truck yet, and I was kind of getting strung along. That's what it seemed like. So, you know, a little bit of patience goes a long way, because I ended up with a truck that I like and that I wanted. And I don't even think I told the guy that I wanted the Cummins until he came at me with this truck, the Pack Car truck, and I was like, nah, I'm good. And just so happened, the Cummins and the Cascadia, which is not a common thing. They're out there, don't get me wrong, but it's not a common thing. So I was very excited about that, and I'm happy with the truck. I'm gonna do a truck tour this week, probably tomorrow. Hey, Trucker Bill. Shout out to the Asian Mod channel. Shout out to Eddie the salesman. Shout out to LRM, man, good company. And whoever helped me through this experience, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Trucker Bill, I'm out.